Good evening. I'm Jake. Welcome to Jake's Beer Roulette, and welcome back to New School, which is the video prior to this one, and Old School, West Coast IPA. Both launched, I think, in response to Lidl putting in Luminous Paradise and Luminous Days from 71 Brewing, both of which are absolutely excellent beers. They've also, of course, got Luminous Nights. If you want to see anything that I've had to say previously about these excellent beers, there's videos. But honestly, for $1.99 a can for these, you cannot go wrong. The New School, the East Coast IPA, ranked at a solid enough 7 out of 10 for me. It's a nice beer. I drank the whole can, thoroughly enjoyed it, but it's nothing special. But for $1.99, what else do you expect? And Aldi's partnership with Williams Brothers hasn't always worked. In fact, there's been times when it's been appalling. And they have done East Coast and West Coast IPAs previously. But, this is clearly a different thing. I mentioned that they've almost been embarrassed to put their branding on the cans at times in the past, whereas these are full on Williams Brothers beers. They are making, themselves known. They're putting themselves that they're proud enough of these beers that they want people to know that they're the brewery. There was very little haze for an East Coast IPA. This is purporting to be a West Coast IPA. Now, in fairness, the Lidl Luminous Days says that it's a West Coast IPA, but it comes out looking very much like an East Coast IPA, and it's more like a mountain IPA, in fairness, which is kind of like between. But I still have that down as a 10 out of 10 beer. I know because it's West Coast IPA, and it's not the kind of like 100%. The purists amongst you may well be annoyed at me marking it so high. You may want to mark it down a mark or two. But I just thought the beer was so good that it just didn't matter to me. I was so surprised at how incredibly good that beer was. But West Coast IPA, so what can you expect? Well, it should be piney. Smells similar to how this contemporary did. Tropical notes. However, this is clear. Now, I'd expect a bit of haze on a West Coast IPA, but this is clear. And I have, I think, absolutely emptied every last drop. There's no sediment to go in there to make it hazier. It's 5.6%. So it's a decent strength. And as I mentioned with the other one, the branding's excellent. So they want people to know that it's their brewery that is gone into partnership with Aldi again. It's a bit of a different thing because normally they put it in very tiny lettering. Um, it looks decent enough. It's nicely carbonated, it's holding on to a head, and it smells okay. Tropical notes coming from it. It does smell a little bit piney. What I'd expect from this now, it said the other one, it said it was soft on bitterness, but it was quite bitter. But the bitterness wasn't unpleasant. Before I could drink it, sorry, let's just see what this one says on the can. Bold, bright, bitter. So we're expecting bitterness. A classic West Coast IPA that pours pale gold. Okay. Um, that's an explanation for the fact that it's lighter. Normally, the West Coast IPA, I don't know if that makes any sense at all. But the kind of like the paneling on this van is closer to it. It's more of a kind of like a woody color. Um, it's hits of pine and citrus. Big upfront bitterness is balanced by subtle malt sweetness, leading to a clean, dry finish. Bold, bright, and bitter. This is IPA as it was meant to be. Pure, punchy, and unapologetically old school. Right. So it's set itself up here. It's set itself up. It's got to be bitter. If it's not bitter, we're going to be disappointed. Here's to your good health. You'll tell from my face. That's incredibly disappointing. There's no bitterness. There's more bitterness in the one that says it wasn't bitter. There's honestly more bitterness in the New England style, the East Coast IPA that says it wasn't bitter, um, than there is in that. And in all honesty, if that description had been written about that, it would have been more accurate. Um, it's washy. It tastes diluted. There's no off flavors. It's not disgusting. Um, but frankly, just no. You don't bother. Don't go there. If you're in Aldi and you want a solid enough beer to take home with you, you haven't got a Lidl, local, or any other alternative, then by all means buy the new school. Avoid this. It's pretty crap, to be honest. It's about 4 out of 10. I'm giving it 4 out of 10. I could stretch to a 5, I suppose. It's bang average. All right, we'll go 5. We'll be sort of like slightly kind. I have got 2 cans there of that, and it's a Friday evening. You know, this is 1.99. I'll have a little bit more. I won't be finishing it. I've got better things to do. Um, Says it's really bitter up front. It isn't, because I'm immediately able to talk to you. If it was really bitter up front, then I'd be like, ooh. Then there's a little bit of something, not a lot, citrusy. But it tastes diluted, and yeah, it's pretty crap. So such a shame. But anyway, here's to your good health. Hope you have a great weekend. Cheers. So just a quick add-on to the video I did regarding the old school from Williams Brothers. This is the Luminous Days by 71 Brewing. That's gone into Lidl, 5.5%. Same price as that Williams Brothers muck, £1.99 a can. And look, just look from the appearance, look from what's being left on the glass when you wiggle it round. The aroma that comes off it is just that lovely tropical hoppy aroma. The taste, the mouth feels outstanding. This calls itself West Coast IPA. It isn't West Coast IPA, but it's more like a yeah, it says hazy West Coast, hazy and unfiltered, brewed with Citra Cascade and Artanum hops for a piney grapefruit zing. It's certainly got grapefruit zing. It is a bit piney. It's citrusy. It's more like a mountain IPA. So a mountain IPA was a bit of a fad a couple of years ago where they were making beer between East Coast and West Coast, hence mountain in the mountains. Clearly looks like an East Coast IPA. It does have the lovely bitter finish, piney bitter finish, and yeah, don't bother with that Williams Brothers muck. Go out and get yourself as many cans of this as you can carry home.